This is a public service announcement. Please stand by.
Video, but she completely missed everything else that I heard about how he still supports James Charles. Like, literally everything that the man said, okay, in the video about Colleen Ballinger could be applied and is applicable to James Charles, who he still supports. So, I don't know. Like, for me, I understand, and this is where, like, drama channels are held to a higher regard than these people, and this is what pisses me off, is that I am forced to come out and correct myself, right? Like, I'm getting, like, just flooded with comments of people saying, you got this fact wrong, you got this fact wrong, it's actually, this was the date that he unfollowed him. I don't have a problem coming out and owning it. Is Daniel Prater going to come out and he's going to talk about the fact that he still follows James Charles and he got in a video and said he's going to do better?
Right, right, right.
I'll wait and see.
Right, right. When the fuck is that going to happen? My cat wants to know too. My cat wants to know as well. We want to know, when the fuck is that going to happen, hey? When are all of you guys going to come out and stop following a predator? Let me get you on the tripod. I need a vlog today. I did my makeup because I'm starting to feel depressed. And so I'm like, I'm going to do my makeup so that would help something. Hi, so yeah. Not editing that out. Okay, let me get you adjusted. Okay. Yeah, I did my makeup today. Been trying to do my makeup again, hoping that'll help me feel better, so yeah. I know there's a glare. Sorry, guys. Can't get rid of it. Ugh. Anyways, so yeah. Ugh, turn the fan off, so. Off! Off! Yeah. Daniel Prater came out and said he's unfollowing, you know, Colleen Ballinger and she's problematic. Well, when are you going to unfollow James Charles? When are all of you going to start unfollowing James Charles? I would love that. You know how I mentioned in my last vlog how I saw something in someone else's vlog? Well, then I saw something, or the something that wasn't there in the vlog. I know you're watching me, girl, okay? You know where I stay, girl, okay? We've DM'd before, girl, okay? You can DM me and I can help you try to fix all this because I do care about you and I do want your career to be successful, and that's why I was so angry in that video. So you can DM me because you know where I stay, girl. And maybe we can have a convo, a dialogue about what's going on here. And maybe how we can fix the fucking community on YouTube, because people like James Charles are ruining it for you and your friends. You and your friends are going to be fucked. So reach out to me before your career is fucked. Because I know that other people, like your gal pal Remy, doesn't really give a fuck because she's buying articles in People magazine. But I know you're watching, okay? I see you and you know where I stay, so DM me. Yeah, so what else has been going on around here? My depression, people fucking around on the internet, people not unfollowing James Charles. Don't worry, I will update you on if I get a message. I haven't gotten any contact yet. I will let you guys know if the LAPD or when. Like I said, I have a case number and I gave them my contact info. I gave them my full government name. So I put myself on the line for, I am willing to put myself on the line to get James Charles off of YouTube, off the internet, and hopefully to some help, because maybe he's not past the point of help. I don't know. We don't know. But right now he is in a world where he is denying that he has a problem. He is denying to himself and everyone else that he is scarring people mentally for life, children, because that's what teenagers are. They're still children. So yeah, I'm willing to put myself on the line, and like I've said, my eyes are tearing like fuck. Anyways, so makeup does to my eyes, but I'll survive. I sued Walmart. I sued Walmart and I lost. And you know what? It was not the end of the world. You know why? Because I have no assets. I have no assets. So what happens is when you have to file bankruptcy on like a judgment, because see, like I had to pay for all of, because I lost. In California, if you lose your lawsuit, your personal injury lawsuit, any of your lawsuit, your defamation lawsuit, you have to pay for the other party's legal fees, right? So if you're not able to pay those legal fees, like you're like me who was disabled at the time, I had no job, no assets, I had like $5 in a bank account, okay? Like I think after the bankruptcy, I closed my bank account out. Now it's fine because I have people to help me out, but technically I have no assets. So all I did after that, I filed bankruptcy. 7 years, guys, and bankruptcy is off your record. So that shit's already off my record. My credit's already back to where it was. And I'm still in the same position I was those years ago. I have no assets. I'm not legally married to Patrick. I have nothing. I have no kids, and the business I'm starting is legally not mine, technically, the way we've set it up. James Charles' attorney, if they wanted to ever sue me, would laugh at him for wanting to sue me. I am not a suable person. I am not someone you want to sue because I have no assets, so you will get shit, and I will just file bankruptcy on that. I have no plans. Me and Patrick have no plans to get married. God, my eyes are watering like fuck. And I have no assets. And the business isn't making any money. It's not even running yet. So, James Charles, you thought you were smarter than everybody else by getting on your I'm desperate video and telling all of us, like, you guys, one thing I'd like to do is actually sit down with you, and let me know in the comments if you want this. Sit down and watch that video with you, and I want to point out all the places where he masks. And when I say masks, oh my god, my eyes, who cares? Anyways, it's fucked, okay? My eyes are tearing from allergies, and it's just fucked, okay? So anyways, James Charles and people like James Charles who are trying to be manipulative and manipulate people will do what I call mask. And I had a family member who was really good at I have a couple of family members, one in particular I don't talk to anymore, who is very good at this. And these are very manipulative people, and they learn how to show you what you want to see. They are able, like, remember when I talked about how being an empath isn't really a real thing? It's actually people who have learned to read other people's emotions. Are you okay, Philip? He made a noise. I didn't know if he was gonna cough or whatever. I told you that doesn't mean someone's a good person if they're an empath. It's just someone who knows how to read other people's emotions by their body language, and you can tell the way they're feeling. And that there's some people out there who do that in order to manipulate you for bad reasons. So that's why when people tell me, a lot of times when people say they're an empath, I take that as a red flag to watch out for that person, because they know how to read body language and people's emotions just by looking at them. And a lot of those people are manipulative, some of which don't even know that they're being manipulative, because this is just who they've always been. It's something they had to learn to do when they were a child, and this is just how it's always been for them. I kind of suspect that's kind of like with Shane Dawson's that. I think Shane Dawson, because I know his mom was a single mother and stuff. I believe he masks. He masks very well, and he knows how to read people's emotions very well, because he had a mother who was like a single mom, and I've heard him say he was always worried about her. Oh, why is my battery dying? Fuck, hold on. Okay, fresh battery. It's fucking annoying. But yeah, I think Shane Dawson, he knows how to mask very well. And actually, I found some old clips that he's deleted off of his channel from years ago. Shane Dawson. I know we're pivoting from James to Shane, but I mean, this is my channel. I really like feeling almost like I'm talking to somebody and we're having like a chill conversation. One of the things I've always admired about Peter Mon's videos is that it feels like someone's talking to me on, like someone's calling me and talking to me on the phone. Like his vlogs, actually, I like his vlogs because it feels like someone called me up at the end of the day to chit chat, but it's not actually someone calling me to chit chat, if you know what I mean. It's nice to just have it on and feel like you have someone there, but you're not actually having to be on the phone, you know what I mean? So that's kind of nice, even though I really do wish I had a friend to talk to on the phone sometimes. But anyways, so, yeah. I believe Shane Dawson did this a lot, and I found some videos of him. One in particular that struck me, and I've kept it on a hard drive somewhere. I downloaded these videos because I thought maybe they'd be gone one day and that they might be pertinent, but there's this one clip of him and he's talking about how, and it's like one of his first vlogs, and he's talking about how before YouTube, he didn't actually feel anything.
This whole YouTube thing kind of came out a lot different than I expected. I expected it just to kind of make some funny videos and whatever. And it kind of became a bigger part of my life than I expected. I'm kind of living out my life in front of you guys, which has helped out a lot. Because my life has been not too great. And this whole YouTube thing has really gave me like an alternate life. If that makes sense. I can come on here and make videos and feel like something, you know? Whereas in real life, sometimes I don't.
He feels like he can feel something now that he's on YouTube. It was like he was describing that in the real world, he had no feelings, but by being on YouTube and able to live his life in front of the camera, he was feeling something. It was very odd. It's a very odd clip. And it was one of those times I felt like the mask kind of slipped on Shane Dawson. The mask has also slipped on James Charles. The reason why I showed you guys in the one video, the Impulsive podcast, him sitting there and telling the victims to just get on the plane.
Talk to guys that live in different states and stuff, and I'm like, hey, like, why don't you come visit? And like, well, I can't afford a plane ticket. Yep. And it's like, okay, well, I can. So like, get on the plane.
You could even see the guy sitting next to him on the Impulsive podcast, like, he's just sitting there, and as soon as he's like, hold up, you could see him, like, even, like, it register in his head. And then, you know, how he's like, well, I have more money than you, so get on the plane.
Well, we can't be together because you can't afford a plane ticket. You're probably still in either high school. Or college, like a senior in high school or in college.
Right.
So like either you accept the flight and realize that like this is what I'm bringing to the relationship so we can spend time together if you actually care about me. Yep. Or we literally never meet because you can't afford it.
That was another time it slipped. When he was just like, so get on the plane. What? Like, this is an employee, or this is someone he controls. Like, that kind of verbiage to someone else is scary, especially since it's a child, and most of, you know, teenagers and younger people will submit to authority, and so that kind of language, that kind of, I think he knows that by talking to a victim like that, or talking to, you know, a minor like that in the DMs and being forceful and saying, you know, I have more money and you must not really love me if you won't get on the plane. We can't be together. That's really fucked. That is disgusting. So he masks, and his James Charles masks is, I'm just a boy in makeup who's gay, and I like wearing makeup, and I've never had a boyfriend, and I'm a desperate virgin, and I don't understand because I'm successful and hot and sexy, but nobody wants to be with me. I don't get it. I'm just so perfect. It hurts, guys. I'm just so pretty and perfect. The whole world hates me. That's James Charles. He is playing that girl next door vibe. You know, like, have you ever heard of, like, the girl next door, but it's like, she's spoiled and everybody, like Raw Beauty Christie used to be. This is who Raw Beauty Christie was, where everybody just wanted to surround Raw Beauty Christie and protect her, and she can do no wrong. And there's still people now who are like, she could do no fucking wrong. Even after she's supporting a predator. A woman who says she protects children at all costs. What? So, I mean, all these people are masking. And the one reason why I've started not, if you guys have noticed, I've started really just trying to do point and shoot filming for my vlogs, because I feel like it makes me more of a real person if somebody's watching. When you have a bunch of fucking jump cuts and everything, it's almost like you're trying to be like, it reminds me of the editing on the Real Housewives of Orange County, or the Real Housewives series. You know how they'll like cut them and they're like and you're like, you know, and they'll like say something and you could totally tell something was dubbed in. That's how I start feeling about some people's vlogs. You know, they become a little too produced. They become a little impersonal when you do that, and there's all this fancy editing. So I've tried focusing on what is something that would be better spent on my editing time. Well, I feel like doing all these fucking jump cuts and stuff is bullshit. I feel like cutting out me coughing is bullshit. Like, I cough. We all cough. We're human beings. I'm not trying to make a reality show. I'm not trying to make a sitcom. I'm not trying to make an Oscar-winning documentary, okay? I'm just trying to film at my house so I don't feel alone during the day. But there's some people, their vlogs are just like super done up. Now, I did do my intro fancy, which I know why you copied that, girl. It's a good idea, right? It's a good idea. Hey, can you copy me and not following a predator and maybe, I don't know, reaching out to the LAPD too to turn in a predator? Maybe can you do that? Can you copy that, old girl? Let's see if somebody can copy that. Take inspo from that. And you know what? If you do that, girl, and you unfollow James Charles and then come out and do a video about how what he's doing is fucked up, I will let you take all the credit for that. I will let you take all the credit. You could say that was totally your idea. I don't care. I just don't want him preying on children anymore. So, what was that? Yeah, I'm just blabbing at this point because I need someone to talk to, but yeah. Peter's video having to apologize to Daniel Prada, like, and his fake relation. Peter's saying that Daniel Prada and Joey Graceffa's relationship was fake, and you know what? It's funny. Listening to Daniel Prada in his apology thing about Colleen, and he goes, yeah, well, I came into this, you know, to this YouTube world as a boyfriend, you know, 5 years ago. I came into this.
And I didn't enter the space as a creator or a YouTuber. I entered the space as a boyfriend, as a duo, as a producer, as a writer.
And I'm like, what? You just rattled that off like a job. You just proved Peter right there. Like, you just rattled that off like I was a boyfriend and producer. What the fuck? Weird, right? Weird. So, yeah. Is my makeup looking good? You can see where, like, my eye is tearing. Thank God for glasses, because then you can do this. And it helps. And if you have tired eyes, it helps too, which I use the Can't Stop, Won't Stop NYX concealer. I didn't put foundation on. I don't like putting, if I'm going to put makeup on regularly, I don't want to put foundation on. I feel like it's not good for your skin to be wearing heavy makeup every day. Your skin needs to breathe. So, like, I like doing, like, around my eyes so I don't look tired or look like I have opium eyes. I do my eyebrows because I think that adds, like, you know, that structure to the face. And I like doing like a smoky eye on me because I feel like my eyes can be little and close together, which is why I like wearing glasses, because I feel like it helps with that. So I feel like it brings my face out. And then I just do like some Physicians Formula butter bronzer, and then like that NARS Orgasm blush on my cheeks. And then I still have some Becca highlighter. Yes, Jacqueline, you didn't take my Becca highlighter. God, what are we gonna do when we all run out of Becca highlighter? Are we gonna all have to come after Jacqueline Hill with pitchforks? Because she's the one who took away Becca from us. She took Becca highlighters from us, that bitch. And then replaced it with her shitty ass fuzzy lipsticks and that shit fucking highlighter that makes you look like a greased chicken, like fried chicken. Jacqueline, I want my Becca highlighters back. Jacqueline! Jacqueline! I'm gonna have to make a trip out to Florida and knock on that bitch's door. Where the hell did you do with my Becca? She's fucked everything up in the makeup. Like, she took away Becca from us. What was another company? She's ruined Morphe. So, Morphe, I think their makeup's crap. I think their makeup's crap. Yes, the foundation that Manny wore out of the house with enlarged pores looked like shit, Manny. Remember, like, when drama used to be fun, where we used to talk about how Manny left the house with enlarged pores? That was the good days, you know, where he's like, look, the Morphe made, this is good Morphe foundation for $14 for $10. And it's like separating around his nose and shit. It's like sliding off his fucking face. People are getting cystic acne from it. That's why it's not good to wear that heavy matte shit all the time, because it clogs your pores. So, yeah, that was when good old days, when Manny would leave the house with crap makeup and then get on there and say, it's fine. It's fine, guys. It's just my vitiligo. It's okay, guys. Manny, and I know this because I'm part Hispanic. My mom is way more Hispanic than I am. We have nice oily skin, which makes it very, very good for blending out eyeshadows. That's why Luscious, you guys all know who Luscious Massacre is. That's why her fucking makeup is blend. It looks like she had the makeup airbrushed. I think she's on like Drag Race Mexico or something like that now. I don't know. I don't follow her, but yeah, her makeup is just... So, Manny, regardless of vitiligo, that shit should blend out beautifully on your skin. You have nice skin, Manny, okay? Just because you have a little bit of vitiligo doesn't excuse away the fact that James Charles, that fucking cold brew color, looked like shit on your eyelids. It looked like you took literal shit from the toilet bowl, Manny, and tried to put it on your face. It wasn't good. It just wasn't good. Stop it. You're hurting yourself. You're all hurting yourself. So, yeah. Got that yakking out of the way. Sorry, guys, for the glare. I look like one of those people in front of, like, the computer screen. You know how, like, you have the people who will take, like, profile pics with their, like, you know, the camera on their laptop, but it's shitty, and all you see is, like, the computer screen in their glasses, and they're, like, it's like, It's weird, right? You know what I'm talking about? The profile pic that people would take with the camera on the laptop, but and they're wearing glasses, so you just see the reflection like this, and they're like, sometimes they're not even looking in the camera, they're like this. Did you see your picture before you posted it? You would have been better off keeping the little D thing that Google gives you when you sign up for YouTube. Anyways, so yeah. Hanging out. Probably gonna work on some drawing. I'm gonna work on the stuff I'm working for my friend. That's coming along. And then I haven't worked on it in a while, but my Desert Mermaid, I need to get back to that because I'm putting in palm trees out in the front of Desert Mermaid. So, yeah. One of those days.
That dog who saw Raymond. Only, none of the other dogs believe me.
Today has been a day so far, my friends. Ugh, let me move this. So last night, I wasn't feeling good. Mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever, my life. So I decided to just work on music loops. So I've been working on, I got 2 songs that I need to lay the tracks for. And one is an Alan Watts, it's longer. Alan Watts' chill step music was what inspired me to do the whole music thing. So I need to do that. Lay the tracks on that song, and it's his quote about outsiders, or talking about outsiders and stuff, which I feel like I am an outsider in the world. I feel like an alien a lot of times. So yeah, I got that. And then I'm working on the sunshine on my face. It's from the movie The Mask with Cher, and she had a son that had the same disease as the Elephant Man did. And so in the movie he wrote a poem about like, these things are good, and he listed all these things that were good, and then he goes, these things are bad, and he listed all these things that were bad, but at the end of each list was the sun shining on my face. So I turned that into a song. So I worked on that this last night and this morning. And then I also worked a little bit on the project for my friend, which that is coming along nice. I'd like to show you, but in case, you know, my friends are watching, I don't want to ruin it for them. So, but that's been fun. And then I also worked on a little bit of Desert Mermaid too. I worked on my palm tree. Let me show you my palm tree. I was listening to a Peter Mon video. Everybody coming after him after his Daniel Prada, you know, video, and then Daniel Prada's still following James Charles. Like, come on, man. And then I'm so glad Peter Mon is, the reason why I keep saying you guys should go listen to him on what he has to say about James Charles is because he's a gay man. And even though I grew up in Palm Springs, which is a very strong LGBTQAI plus community, and it was very much a part of me growing up. It was normal for me to have gay neighbors, to know gay people, trans people. It was normal. Like, Palm Springs just recently became a drag sanctuary city because we're tired of the whole drag, you know, the LGBTQI plus community is coming for children, which they're not. It's predators like James Charles. But I like that Peter's been really speaking out about the whole straight man, gay men going for straight men stigma. And today he made the point. He goes, I hear James Charles say this, and I've heard a couple other younger gay men say this, and I'm not gay, I'm just an ally. So like, do you see my cupping marks? I cupped the shit out of my back and stuff, so the marks are really bad if you're seeing that. That's what that is. Chinese cupping. It's really helping me today. So anyway, so I really like that he's talking about that, because that is something that has been a stigma. And I feel like younger generations, because they never had to feel that adversity, they never had to go through it, they never had to be scared for their lives because of who they were. I'm not cutting that out, we all cough. They don't seem to get it, that when they make jokes about this is not funny, this is serious. People used to die because they were gay. Like, do you guys all forget about that? You guys all like to donate to, the one... What? What, Noe? You hear my cat? He's even going off. He's like, what the hell? So, yeah, I feel like that... I'm glad that Peter is really speaking up about that and making a strong stance on that. And I love Peter said, he goes, you know, if a straight man is sleeping with a gay man, he's probably gay. Down low means you're not out to people about your sexuality yet. That's what that means. You're afraid of being yourself. And that's why they're on the down low, James Charles, Manny, that straight men aren't gay. So they're not going to fuck you, okay? Maybe bisexual, yes, but straight men, they're straight because they don't fuck the same sex. That's just how that works, okay? I don't understand. I feel like James Charles and Manny do this because they want to be special. Like, we've heard James Charles talk about, you know, like, I don't get it because I'm mature for my age and the whole, I feel, going for straight men, it's, I'm so special that someone is willing to change something that is innate in them. They were born this way. They're willing to change their sexuality for me because I am just so special and sexy and successful and this it human being that people, no matter what their sexuality is, bullshit, they come after me. It's narcissistic. It's narcissistic that James Charles and Manny and Daniel Prada and all them want to do the play into the whole gay men, straight men going with a gay guy, you know, because it just seems like it's more so about I am so special, I was able to get this person. It's really weird and it's kind of sick and it's gross and I'm not surprised. It's, you know, James Charles and then Manny's friends with him. Manny, see, this is what's gonna happen, Manny. I know Manny's probably not watching, but hey, girl, I know you're watching. Let your buddy Manny know that this is not good. That, see, this is what I talked about in that one video, the ripple effect. Now, what James Charles is doing is going to be then put on the people around him. So now we're going to be looking at Manny too and going, well, Manny, you support James. He came out in a video and said, I have victims. I messaged minors my naked photos. I solicited them to come out to LA. He said this. And Manny, you're choosing to stand right next to the impact of James Charles and what he's doing. So therefore, it's going to affect you. So people are going to start looking at you, Manny, and going, well, if Manny's hanging out with James and he's okay with that, what is Manny okay with? Because then I start looking around at all these people and it's like, why are you okay with this? What's wrong with you that makes you okay with this? What are you hiding that makes you okay with this? And that's why I'm like, hey, girl, message me. DM me, because when you guys are on the other side of the LA influencer brick wall I talked about, you don't seem to get the rhetoric or the vibe or what everybody in the general YouTube community is saying. You just kind of go with what your little clique is doing. You're like, well, everybody in my clique is supporting James Charles, so therefore I do too. When all of your subscribers are looking over there going, ew, gross, he's a predator, get the LAPD on the line, where's the tip portal, protect our children, but you're over there and you're fine with it and you're just yucking it up like, you know. And here's the other thing, girl, because I know you're watching. When he came to your house and you did the whole, oh, man never brings me flowers, and he said, oh, same, that was him manipulating you. That was him being like, yeah, I'm just like you, girl. We're the same. See, we're the same. We both can't get no mans. We're the same. You're being manipulated right there. That was him masking and putting on what he thought you wanted to see and what you would relate to. And that was, I'm just like you, single, a successful YouTuber, sexy, living in LA, have my own house just like you, and we just can't get no mans because we're just, it's just so hard. LA, dating. DM me, we can talk about this. We can talk about this, so. Yeah, I got another one of those fuzzy things on my nose, and I'm afraid you're gonna think I'm digging for buried treasure. Ugh. Don't you hate that where you get like, it's usually like one of my hairs because my hair is all over the place. Did you tell? I didn't do shit today. It's usually all over the place, and so it's usually my hair in my face. Yeah, curly hair, guys. I need to wash my hair later. Look at that. That's why I just kind of put it back. I just kind of wash my face, brush my teeth, and I'm like, I'll take a shower later when I feel better. But yeah. So I'm just hanging out, working on, oh, I was going to show you my thing. That's my memory. My memory is shit because of my tumor. Let's see. Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop. Okay. See the little stubby right there? You see that little stubby? That's the bottom of the palm tree. I'm working my way from the bottom up. I have an inspo picture on the side, but yeah, that's my coming along so far. Can you see that? Yeah, I'm putting a palm tree there, and then I'm gonna put a shrub right there. I was thinking of putting the Desert Mermaid sign there, but I am gonna put a sign on the building. So I was thinking maybe the sign I'll put more off to the side, and then later in a different view of the mart we can see that or whatever. Maybe I'll put it behind, but I kind of wanted like a Desert Mermaid sign, maybe with the little marquee, so we could like put like the specials at the mart, because the mart's gonna have like in the back like a grill where they're gonna make burritos and other stuff, probably burritos mostly. I like the idea of like a carnitas burrito or carne asada burrito, all the fixings and guac. Sound good, right? Right? So we're gonna put a grill, and then also too on the weekends I'm thinking we're gonna do barbecue parking lot barbecues and stuff. Yeah, that's gonna be fun, right? That's gonna be fun. I'm gonna animate it, and then I need I'm already thinking about my New Year's resolutions. Now usually my New Year's resolution every year, my hair is a mess, is to learn something new, because I think one thing as we get older in life, where did my rubber band go? Oh, there it is. There it is. Do you ever lose your rubber bands? I do too. And then Patrick will find a bunch of them and he's like, here, I found your rubber bands. And I'm like, thank God, because I had like one left and it was like fucked up. You know, when they start to split, and it's like this one's starting to do it right here, you know, where they start to like kind of come apart. And like, so I'll be one and it's like all like loosened out and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so what was I saying? Oh, that is bad. That is what happens when you have brain fog and you're on all these drugs for your back and your brain tumor and stuff. You just lose it sometimes. Give me a second, maybe it'll come back to me. Desert Mermaid. Oh, yes. New Year's resolution. Told you it would come back to me. So, you just gotta give it a minute. You just be patient, guys. Patience is one of the best things you could ever learn, because sometimes you just gotta wait shit out. So, and you'll remember. So, I like to pick something new to learn every year as like a New Year's resolution, as a way to like work on myself. I don't like a goal per se, like I'm gonna start going to the gym or I'm gonna lose all this weight or blah blah blah. I like things that are like, things that I can work on, and I like picking things that are like learning. You guys know a couple years ago, I started learning, you know, Premiere Pro, and I started getting back into drawing, and I got a couple art books that I have been going through. And so I think next year I'm really gonna go back to focusing on like figure drawing and drawing people, and then really incorporating like anime type style into my art, because I really like the way the anime art is, and I really like how people are drawn. And Patrick told me this, I didn't know this, and I'm an artist. I'm a fucking artist, and I didn't know this, and I'm into anime, but I have noticed this, and then when he said this is what it was, I was like, I get it. So apparently some of the facial drawings in anime are mimic cats. I'm not kidding. That they'll mimic, like, if you'll look, like the nose, like the profile of an anime, of some anime characters is the same profile shape as a cat. And he says because cats are cute, they incorporate those kind of characteristics into the anime. And I'm like, that makes sense. A lot of the eyes look like cat eyes and stuff, which I have some theories about cats. Cats, there's something funny going on about that species, and I live with 4 of them. I don't know what is going on, but I have heard some things about cats where I'm like, are they trying to take over? I mean, there is some serious shit in history about cats. Like, ancient Egypt, oh, I gotta do the thing. This will be a long vlog, but that's okay, because I need someone to talk to. So, back in ancient Egypt, it was a big deal when a family's cat died, that the whole family took the week off and mourned their cat. You shaved your eyebrow. I'm not kidding. You can't get me to do this now, but if your cat died in ancient Egypt, you shaved your eyebrows off so that everybody in the community knew you were grieving your cat. Your cat, not a dog, not an ox, not a horse, not a Apis bull, which they had back then. Those are extinct now. They went extinct 500 years ago, Apis bulls. But fun fact, it was your cat. You shaved your eyebrows off so all of your neighbors knew your cat died, and you were mourning your cat. Like, people brought you gifts and felt bad for you. The other thing I didn't know, I follow Girl World, right? And so Girl World with Foodie Beauty, she became a Muslim woman. Some people say she's LARPing as a Muslim woman. Whenever she does something, she isn't really serious about it or doesn't do her research. So a lot of reactors love to do research and educate the community about what actually is going on and so we've learned a lot about the Muslim faith, a lot of things that I didn't really know, because here in America after 9/11, a lot of Muslim people faced a lot of, like, you know, racism, hate, in fear for their fucking lives. So it really, like, is something that in American culture they have tried to suppress, is the Muslim culture, which real Muslim people who, it's like Christianity or any religion, you're always going to get parts of a religion where the people aren't that great, because human beings suck, okay? And so human beings will also be members of certain religions and they suck, right? So sometimes those sucky people will then, like, you know, create a stigma for everybody else that's so unfair. And when it's a real humble religion, which, this is what I liked about hearing about the Muslim faith and learning about it, is where I'm going here. Cats are sacred in that religion. I didn't know this, but Mecca, I was learning about it, Mecca, cats can go to Mecca. Cats are welcomed in Mecca because they're seen as like a clean animal, and I've seen video of people in Mecca giving the water to the cat. I've seen the cat walking up to the Kaaba and putting its paw on it, and everybody just, you know, fine with it because it's a cat. And I heard this story when I was looking up, you know, about the cats and why they were sacred in Islam and the Muslim faith. There was a story about one of Muhammad's followers. The story goes that his follower was going to like a prayer or something and was going to put on his robe, but his cat was sleeping on part of his robe. Cat people will hear this. Didn't want to disturb his cat, so he cut off the sleeve of his robe. If you're Muslim and listening to this, I'm getting this wrong, correct me, but this is what I read on the internet. He cut off the sleeve of his robe so he didn't have to wake up his cat when he went to prayer. What are cats doing? Like, even in these strict religions, there's a pass for cats. It's, well, I don't want to disturb my cat, so I'll just cut off my robe and then go to prayer, you know, so my cat's fine. Egypt. Well, my cat died. I need to shave my eyebrows off so everybody knows. Here's your other fun fact, and I've talked a lot about AI. In order to create some of these AI data sets, the data sets I've told you, they are what teach the AI about like what a cat is, for example, right? So in visual, like artificial intelligence, they had to create a lot of data sets with a lot of images. There's a data set, it's called ImageNet, and it was created by a woman named Fifi Lee, I think, and she was out of, God, what college did she go to? I can't remember, but anyways, she took on this huge task of creating the largest data set of images, and she is really accredited for why we had such a big jump in AI technology and visual AI technology and photo recognition and facial recognition is because of this data set she created. She used her own money to create this, and it was going to be very expensive for them to create this data set because, as I told you with YouTube 8M, someone has to sit there and go through every photo and put a little box around the cat's face and say, this is a cat's face. This is a cat's paw. So when the AI looks at the picture, it recognizes this is a cat. This is a black cat. And it did that for lots of images. Well, the most used image in ImageNet were images of cats. There are more images of cats in ImageNet than any other image in ImageNet's data set. I'm not kidding. Mostly cats. Now, what happened was, to build this data set, it was going to be very expensive to use interns at the college the university she was doing this out of. And so what Fifi Lee was, someone told her, well, there's a website called Amazon Mechanical Turks. It's ran by Amazon, and it's basically a way for people to get cheap labor, like computer stuff, like basic entry data, like someone sitting there and just categorizing these pictures, right? And usually people who work for Amazon Mechanical Turks get paid shit. So most of these people who work for Amazon Mechanical Turks, who did these categorizations, were actually in the south of the United States. They say, like, yes, lots of people from all over the world worked on this data set. Most of them were in the south of the United States. And so when you think about people who work from home, right, most of them are shut-ins like me. What's a great pet for people who are shut-ins? Cats. So I am suspecting that one of the reasons why there's just so many pictures of cats is because the people who were putting these images were cat people, because they were at home working on Amazon Mechanical Turks. Yeah, but that's why cat videos, cat photos, that's why all that stuff tends to go viral, is because there's more pictures of cats in this data set than any other picture or image of anything subject. ImageNet also had some racist problems too. ImageNet has a lot of problems. It is part of the reason why we have our problems here over on YouTube. They've used ImageNet, so when they look at your thumbnails, they use ImageNet to do that. And that's why a lot of times creators like Roberto Blake, Roberto Blake doesn't like me because I pointed this out once, but if you scan Roberto Blake's thumbnails, a lot of times it says he's a rapper. But he says there's no bias in the YouTube algorithm at all, even though it'll look at him and say he's like a musician or a rapper. He has the YouTube creator sign in the fucking thumbnail and it's saying he's a rapper. I don't know. That sounds pretty biased racist to me, you know? But anyways, so yeah, that's my crazy thing about cats. There's something going on about cats. They're in this ImageNet. People in Egypt were shaving their eyebrows off. Prophets were cutting the sleeves so that they didn't wake their cats up when they went to prayer. There's something going on with cats. They have us all tricked somehow, and I'm screwed. I'm really screwed, guys, because I have 4 of them, and I feed some outside. I am screwed when it comes to the cats. Like I tell Patrick, cats are aliens. They sent cats down here as a decoy, and the cat humanoids are gonna show up one day, and we're gonna think it's cute and funny that cat humanoids are enslaving us and taking over the world. Like we're gonna be put in like chains and put on like, you know, like being slaves for cats, the cat aliens, and I'm gonna just be like, isn't it so cute? He's telling us what to do. He's putting us in a cage. Isn't this funny? Isn't that so cute? The cat alien is mad at us for not listening. We're so screwed when the cat aliens come. Yeah. Oh, and you dog people, you ain't safe too. You notice dogs and cats, we used to have that rhetoric about dogs and cats fighting. I've seen so many pictures of dogs and cats cuddling up to each other in beds, in dog beds, and hanging out. Cats are working with dogs now. They saw dogs working jobs and not getting benefits, and they were like, yo, let me help you. Dogs, now when they're canine officers, they get benefits. Cats are taking credit for that. Yeah. Cats, dogs. They're coming for us. We're gonna be the pets someday. You watch. I mean, come on. They sit at home all day. They don't work. I know, I'm full of shit, right? But, yeah. I have to entertain myself somehow. So I tell myself stories. Sarcastically in my head. Sarcasm. It's a dying art, people. We need to bring it back. Ooh, it's later. Took a shower. I just thought I'll wash my hair tomorrow. Maybe I'll vlog that. So, I'm already in my yammies. Getting you on the trap pad. Hey girl, I watched your new vlog. You want some ideas about how to juice up your vlog from someone who watches like non-stop YouTube because they're disabled and homebound and have no life and no friends? DM me, you know where I stay. I'll help you. I don't want clout. I don't want anything except maybe friendship if, you know, over time we think we could be friends. I don't know. DM me. Help me help you. Anyways, I got my candles back. Ooh, so the Delphi case just came out, right? With like a big document dump. If you guys have been heard about that in 2017, Abby and Libby were murdered out hiking, which like I think we all think, you know, like, wow, you know, when we were kids at that age, we all would, you know, walk down to the park or, you know, walk down, go, you know, walk around your neighborhood or something, you know. I remember thinking, wow, that could have been me and one of my friends when I was a teenager. So anyways, his defense is trying to, like, backtrack after he confessed to his wife on the phone in prison, which, how is it that prisoner or people who are, you know, going on trial and do they not read the sign when they're incarcerated, you know, waiting for trial, that it says, hey, everything that you talk about on the phone in this prison call is being recorded and will be used in court? Do they not see that? Do they not get that? Because Richard Allen didn't get that, because he confessed to his wife on the phone, and now he's trying to blame some cult and say, oh, I'm being blamed for this cult. And so I'm listening to Court TV go over the records, and when you hear them talk about like the runes, which is, you know, for their cult defense, that they're saying it has to do with Odinism, and they're saying that these sticks were laid out in a way that looked like a rune, and then they're talking about blood being on this tree that looks like a rune. Well, I looked at this. Okay, the black dots, guys, this is on Court TV. The black dots right here are the blood, and the red F is the rune. I'm sorry, but that is not a rune, okay? Those black dots don't equal a rune. I watch Yellow Jackets. I've looked into some of this stuff. That is not a rune, guys. Those black dots there are not a rune. This is a rune, okay? This is a rune. I got these every week for season 2. This is a rune. Those black dots behind that F that look like blood splatter and arterial blood and not a rune, that's not a rune, okay? That's a rune. Like, and it's funny, you know, these murders took place before Yellow Jackets aired, and I didn't know what a rune was until Yellow Jackets. Like, I've heard of symbolism and things like that. I've never heard the word rune used before. I'll go over my Yellow Jackets theories in another, you know, vlog, but I was watching this on Court TV, and this lady's actually going over, and she goes, you know, when you read the court documents, it sounds like, ooh, these are rune symbols, but when you really look at it, and she's showing, like, you know, diagrams that are not, like, really that, you know, so we can just see what it is, but without the gore, they're not runes. It don't look like a rune to me. From someone who's been looking at this stuff as they're deep diving into Yellow Jackets, those don't look like runes. They just sound like random tree branches. It just sounds like cast off. Like, what? So, like, maybe this defense might have worked like 10 years ago when people didn't have shows like Yellow Jackets or weren't really into social, like, learning, because we've learned so much about occultism and stuff from social media. People are not dumb, okay? So it looks like this just a defense, and which this is a laughable defense. So yeah, that's what's going on in the whole crime community today. Yeah, that, not a rune. Those black dots, see that? That looks like cast off. That's not a rune. This is a rune. Yeah, so I'm just hanging out. It's evening. I'm just gonna chill, probably work on some sound loops and my pictures. I have creative, you know, I hate saying ADD because I don't have, it's kind of discounts people who actually have ADD, but I'm one of those people where creatively, like, you know, I like to just work in like kind of bursts in a way where I'll work on something when I'm feeling creative and into it, and then, you know, you get to a point creatively where you're like, shoot, I hit a wall or something. Well, then I'll bounce to another creative activity, and that's why I kind of like having the music, my editing for vlogs, and the music videos I'm doing, and then my art, because it's like 3 different kind of creative things, and it helps me to bounce around. Now, yeah, I'm not busting things out super quick because I'm bouncing around like that, but, oh, hitting my candles. That's why I have fake candles, because if you hit them and stuff, they don't burn your house down. So anyway, so yeah, when I bounce around like that, I feel like I get better creative products, and I'm a lot happier too. Like, I feel like I don't get as frustrated when I'm stuck on a project creatively, because I just bounce to something else. I feel like it stimulates a different part of my brain creatively, and then I'm able to bounce back to what I was working on, especially like going between the art, like working on my art, and the music has been really cool contrast in a way. I really like it. I really like being able to be creative in a different way, which, girl, if you're watching, I know you got music in your blood. I've seen your mom recently in your vlog, right? She's like, sounds like she's like a music genius and whatnot. Be cool if you started, I don't know, doing something with music or something with your fam, you know? And then also too, then that way you're creating memories that you're gonna have for a really long time, you know, like special memories, not just something for, you know, a job and social media, whatnot, you know? So kind of like how I stuck my mom's voice in the intro. I thought that was really fun, and she's got a better voice than me, so yeah. I'm just yakking at this point because I'm hoping that the person I am talking to is actually listening, because I care, and I am worried that when shit hits the fan eventually, it's not going to be good for all these people standing in the impact zone with James. So, yeah. Ooh. Me and Patrick were talking about our birthdays. He's sitting here. And we were talking again about how our birthdays are coming up. Our birthdays are 2 weeks, 2 hours, and 22 minutes apart exactly, which if you look up the 22222, it's a symbol of twin flames. So Patrick's my twin flame. I'm lucky I have Patrick, because if I didn't have him or my mom, I would just have my cats. Yeah, so, you know, I feel lonely a lot of times, but I gotta remember that I at least have Patrick and my mom, you know? And there's some people who don't even have any of that, so I'm very lucky in that aspect. And I have you if you're watching, so yeah. I'm gonna end on that note so I can chill and zone out and work on some music and art. So, as always, I'm sending lots of love to everybody, and I do mean everybody, including you, girl. You know where I stay. And I hope you guys are all doing well, and maybe tomorrow I'll vlog, you know, doing my hair and showing you how I curl it or something. I don't know. Till then, I'll see you in the next one, guys.
This is KDM-YT, transmitting from a facility located in the Coachella Valley. End of transmission.